Last time out, we saw ourselves open up Season 1 against the Packers, and although it was a loss 27-20, we did see some good play. The team tried to come back late to make it at least an overtime game, though we did end up coming up a little bit short. And that leaves us in Week 2 for the Battle of SoFi as we are playing against the Chargers. Now, before we jump into this game, quick note in case you guys didn't see the announcement on the community tab. I have brought in Mr. Hurricane's XP, regression, progression, sliders, and all that stuff. So I'm not going to go over it because I didn't do the work. Definitely go check out his video if you did not see it. I'll link it down below in the description. So definitely go down, check that out because he put a lot of work into it. And it should create a more realistic experience in terms of what we're seeing in the NFL currently, where running backs really at the age of 28, teams replace them, they start regressing. We're going to see a lot of turnover of rosters as well, which is a common theme right now, where the previous NFL generation, they're retiring and a lot of young guys are coming in and taking those star roles. So that is what the slider set is supposed to emulate, and I've seen some good things. He goes over it in the video, so definitely go check that out. But those are installed. As I mentioned, not going to show them because I didn't do the work. So go check out the video if you want to see what those are. But that leaves us to actually jump into this game here. Week 2 against the Chargers. Would love to get a win. These are two pretty well-matched teams. The Chargers 81 across the board. Our offense still a little bit low at 77. Defense at an 80. We've seen some great play from them. Need to see a lot more of it as we continue on. Let's get this matchup underway as we are going to be returning with actually a chance to return. Connor Weddington, the returner for us this year, has a little bit of space. Little juke there was quite nice, but we are starting at the 24th. So technically we don't net any gain there as the offense will head back out. And in week 1, we did see some pretty decent play from the rookie quarterback in Bo Harold. Definitely some room to improve, and hopefully we'll see some more of that as this game goes along. Cam Akers picks us up 6, play 1. And we do want to make sure we get him going a fair bit more than he did in week 1. As we'll go with a stretch, look for a first cut lane down the middle. We bounce off the guard in Avila, but still do pick up the first. As for the passing game, we saw a fantastic game from Corey Davis. 2 catches, about $130 and a touchdown, but like I said, it was all on just 2 catches as Harold scrambles, takes the hit from behind, but it actually pushes him forward. Makes it 2nd and inches. He's not quite much of the scrambler, but he has some mobility and will look to use it. We are going to keep Quez Watkins over on the right-hand side this time as we're not facing one of the league's top guys, but we are going to go deep to him on the run. Overthrown. We were able to find a couple deep balls last week, but did struggle to get it to Quez Watkins. Well, as I mentioned, he was also being covered by one of the best cornerbacks in Jair Alexander. But Akers will come through for us, getting us the first down as we have 1st and 10 just shy of midfield as we go to the play action roll. We will have Corey Davis this time pass a little bit behind him. Might cost us some yards, but we're down to the 27, so can't quite complain. The accuracies definitely have been a little bit off with Harold, but still vastly better than what we saw last season. As we have Tanyan break into the pylon. Can he outrun? No, instead it's the corner who actually gets there first in Jackson. Looked like we might have had our tight end there, but a great pursuit angle, if you will, pursuit of the ball from Jackson. As Akers tries to find some space, decent juke there. We'll just take the amount of yards we can get, which ends up being 3. So on 3rd and 7, we'll come out from shotgun. Though with a split backfield, we're going to send Parkinson in motion to the right-hand side. Hopefully we could get him leaking out to the left. Although they actually cover that pretty well. We're going to have to roll. Try to buy some time here. Go for DeGuara, who drops it. So it will be field goal unit out to end our first drive. Brown, I felt like, did pretty solid for us last year as his rookie season. And he will boot it through the uprights here. We will grab that 3-0 lead. But it will be time to see what this Chargers offense has in store for us. And it is an offense that did lose its top 2 receivers in Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, both moving on. So we'll see who Herbert's favorite target is, as he will find his tight end play 1, already picking up a nice chunk. Up to the 44 goes McBride. Don't know why the Cardinals didn't keep him, but we also have I don't know if you would say a rivalry game, if you will, with Murray. With a pass to the outside, we don't quite knock it out of Johnston's hands. But I do hope we see a big game from Murray facing his former team. He should know them pretty well. This will be the first base set for us here. Gonna be a play action rollout to the outside, tipped away. Underneath is J-Ron Curse. Do feel like he had a pretty solid game 1 with us last time out, as we're going to make an audible here. We're not going to send the entire blitz, as they do go out in the empty set. Going across the middle, they will find number 5 with a short gain, though that does make it a more manageable 3rd down, 3rd and 4. As they come out 2 tight ends to the left, going to motion over their fullback that way as well. It's going to be a play action. It's a guy, the offensive lineman was well downfield blocking Murray on a pass play, yet no penalty, as they do find Johnston once again, this time inside the 10. So I would say early indication really shows that Johnston is the favorite target of Herbert here, as it's going to be a toss to the outside, trying to get the edge, not going to get by Adebo. Spiller quickly met and brought down by our number 1 corner. Also got a pick last week once again, if you didn't see it. Nice cutback lane for him. But J-Ron Curse gets the big stop at the goal line. Some definite over pursuit from the linebackers. Luckily didn't cost us, but they'll have another shot here as they go to the right or left-hand side. I know my directions. Great stop from Ernest Jones. Spiller had several opportunities there to get a touchdown, but will force the field goal. Defense stands tall, about an inch from the goal line, but they will level this one up 3-3. So far this game, looking like it's going to be a good one. As we head out for our second offensive drive, have about a minute left here in the first quarter as it is all tied up. Again, look for that first lane right down the middle, which we will take, picking up 4. Definitely still want to have a lot of play action with this team. I feel like we have the guys to run it a fair bit better this year. As we are going to roll out, we have our guy deep. That's going to be Corey Davis. Wide open, gets the catch. Looks for the back juke, which he gets, speeding away down to the 1. Once again, Corey Davis with the big play downfield that does not end in the touchdown. But just a fantastic way to end the first quarter, as it'll be a goal line play to start us off in the second. And it would be awesome if Madden would add the Eagles quarterback sneak. Instead, we'll go from goal line, and we are in. Bo Harold with a rushing touchdown, capping off a beautiful throw to Corey Davis that wrapped out that first quarter. Well, let's see how well the Chargers can answer, now down 7. As it will be Herbert from shotgun, quick throw back to the outside will be McBride with a gain of 7. We'll say the Chargers definitely have an offense that can hit both the pass and the run pretty well, so we'll have to make sure that we account for both as they do go outside McBride. Once again, Adebo with a very non-good, non-in-character arm tackle. But definitely seems like the top 2 receiving targets is going to be Johnston and then McBride for Herbert. As it's another empty set, we get Bonito off the edge and another sack for him to start off this season as he drops Herbert for a loss of 8, bringing up 2nd and 18. As they go with a heavy set, we'll pass out of it straight to Byron Young, who does make the play. With the addition of all the defensive linemen, we kind of worked out the edge rushers, the outside linebackers from the defense, so we didn't really end up addressing them much in the offseason. With a pass thrown out, defense will end up getting the stop and will force the punt. But it will be a good punt as we'll start back at the 15. And for play 1, it works well for us, so we're going to start with the play action. Going to go Corey Davis way, but we overthrow it. Bo Harold only 2 of 6 to start his day, though the 2 passes have been pretty good ones. We'll go back to the run, try to get to the outside. Akers probably should have just hit the outside rather than looking for that cutback lane. Trying to keep the drive alive here. We have a 3rd and 8. looking to get to the ball to the outside as we have Claypool, ball placed well in, he holds on to it, putting in the effort needed with the Rams. Now let's just keep this rolling here as we come out with a weak eye. Only one receiver out now. We'll go down the middle, Akers with some space, gets a gain of 7. And maybe for the first time this year, try to get that fullback wheel route working. They actually cover it pretty well. Harold's gonna try to step up, throw the ball out late. Honestly, probably a good thing that the hit came in, knocking the ball down. We were loading up to try to throw the ball and ended up being covered pretty well at the end. So I'll take that as a win for us. As we're gonna go Claypool to the outside on the quick zig, does get the first down once again and out of bounds down to the 41. So far this drive, kind of working how I want the offense to be, a little bit more slow, methodical. It's not really an offense built on getting the big chunk plays. That pass comes up wayward. I'm not sure if a hit came in there at the end, just as I was talking about how good the drive was going. Chaos strikes? But yeah, definitely a hit came in there at the end, actually 2 hits. So Bo Harold, not entirely on him, but also kind of on him. As it's a 1st and 10, the Chargers take over. With a chance to try to level this game up, they go to the outside. Gonna break the tackle is Spiller. J-Ron Curse at least slows him down. Enough time for his help to come in. And I feel like the Chargers also playing a very similar style of offense as they go with the strong eye, trying to pass out of it right across the middle. Johnston drops it. Murray will get credit with the knockaway. I feel like if anything, that's just a pure drop. Maybe heard the footsteps? Either way, it's a 3rd and 4 as an audible coming in here for the Chargers. They will send Spiller back to the backfield, and you know what, we'll make a change ourselves. As then they make a change. So let's go back to what we were running then, as they go back to empty. Just making everyone move around a whole lot pre-snap. Big hit comes in, knocks it away again. Murray coming through for this defense once again with another stop. All right, now this defense playing winning football. We just need our offense to clean things up a little bit. As we start at the 33, will be another pass. Trying to show support in our quarterback after the interception, though just a gain of 0. So let's shake it up a little bit here on 2nd down. And by shake it up, I mean let's go with something that we know has worked. As Akers once again just tries to plant the foot. Get downhill, but he only gets about 1. Now he does get a little bit into it with the safety. As it's 3rd and 9. Gonna stick with that same look. Who's gonna get open? DeGuara, can it drop in for us? It does, and they say feet were in. A heck of a grab there from the tight end turned fullback. But also, can't understate how good of a throw that was from Harold, as we do hit the 2-minute warning. Up 7. Would like to extend that lead before half. But we do have all 3 timeouts in plus territory, so we don't have to push too much as Akers tries to get to the outside, meets Kendricks. We'll end up just netting 3 as it's 2nd and 7. Still sticking with a heavier set. Who's going to find themselves open? Right across the middle, it's Corey Davis once again, breaking a tackle down to about the 14. Harold and Davis definitely working that connection early on here. As the pass rush comes in, it'll be a sack for Khalil Mack, clean around the edge. Though if anything, that kind of helps us out as we back out a little bit from the goal line, making things a little bit easier for passing lanes. We'll go with a halfback screen. Akers bounces to the outside, though not going to get by James. We'll call a timeout here. 3rd and 9, 30 seconds left. And after taking a delay of game, making it 3rd and 14, because it didn't quite like the look, tried to make an audible, but just didn't have enough time. It's going to back us out to the 18. As they do send a blitz, we'll get the ball out quick. It's Claypool speeding away from one guy. Tried to find the pylon, but instead out of bounds at the 1. That's 2 times we've had a receiver who should have had the touchdown. Instead, it'll be Bo Harold with another dive right down the middle. Quarterback sneak, make it 2 touchdowns for the rookie as we do find an extended lead here before half. And from there, we'll head straight on into half. Chargers did go with a halfback screen, went nowhere. So there we enter half up 2 scores, 17-3. I feel like this might be the first time where we've been up multiple scores in a game. So clearly the things we did in the offseason working. which is great to see. As we look around the league, first game update will be in Nevada as the Raiders are down to the Seahawks 10-0. Both teams looking for their first win on the season. As for the next game, actually going to be on the West Coast, 49ers with a whole lot of points in that first half, 31-14. As the Packers did beat us in week 1, they're struggling, 2 interceptions for Love. Now, the Cardinals had a really good season last year. They start 1-1, as the Lions also 1-1 get the win today. But as we focus in back to our game, we'll get the boot off here as the Chargers should be taking the knee, and they will, starting back at the 25, only managing 3 points in that first half. But as I mentioned at the top of this game, this Chargers offense really saw a lot of turnover, though they clearly have their top 2 guys, as Spiller with a nice little juke there will at least get a gain of 1. But outside of Johnston and McBride, they really haven't gotten the ball out much. Don't know why I stumbled on that. I want to say Palmer, 5, did have 1 catch in that first half, but just not a whole lot of consistency as a big hit there from Murray. Definitely ensures the drop. And will ensure we have ourselves another third down, 3rd and 9. As we're back in shotgun, trying to set up the halfback screen, but we get there at the point of the throw. Michael Pierce will force the punt. And we'll have pretty good starting position as we get underway here. Corey Davis, great through that first half. He's really solidified himself as wide receiver 1 here, as we have an RPO that will go with a pass, caught by Claypool, shaking off 1 tackler and pushing through another couple to get another first down for us. Bo Harrell definitely started off a little bit slow, was 2 of 6 at one point, but since then, he's only had 2 other incompletions. As we roll out, let's get this one to the fullback, but speaking of incompletions, the hit definitely forces another one. So on 2nd and 10, let's shake it up a little bit, spread wide. We've ran a lot of power formation so far today. See if we can find anything here, as Akers does break the first couple tacklers, just kept those legs moving. Makes it a whole lot more manageable here on 3rd. But we will run a play that we haven't ran this year, and surprisingly not to the guy you think we would run it to, as Claypool gets the jet sweep with a nice juke there, does pick up the first. Would prefer to run those with Quez Watkins, but feel like it'd be all too obvious if we moved him into slot for 1 play. Try to keep his speed on the outside for some deep throws, which we will have here. Watkins overthrown again. That's the 2nd time today he had the corner beat by at least a step or 2. Harrell definitely has to work on his deep accuracies, as Akers does break the first tackler, but just back to the line of scrimmage. So on 3rd and 10, let's spread out here, as we're going to try to set up the halfback screen once again. It's worked well for us so far. We have a lane. We have some blockers out in front, though not the best of blocks from Corey Davis. We still get sprung for the first down to the 25. And that was a point of emphasis going into this year. I wanted to get the running backs more involved in the passing game, and I definitely feel like we have done that. As we have the receiver right down the seam, almost intercepted. Great play there from the safety. Definitely thought we had the 2nd-year receiver, Nakua, with an easy first down there, but just a much better play as that pass kind of goes wayward. Quez Watkins can't even hold on to it, though. We've been smacked around a few times on some of these more deep shots. Kind of thrown off the accuracies, which, again, as mentioned earlier, aren't really the best for our young quarterback. As we'll go out to Corey Davis, that pass underthrown, yet still almost caught. Will be 4th and 10 at the 25. Pressed a little bit too much there in that last 3 plays, really, with the passing game. Should have at least slotted in 1 running play. We will manage the field goal, though, still extending our lead. Now, this essentially is kind of a make it or break it point for the Chargers, who up to this point have only managed 3 points. Now down 3 scores, as it's going to be a play action pass going to the outside. They will find, I want to say it's their fullback, Carter, with a gain of 4. I believe that is the first target outside of getting the ball to either Johnston or McBride in quite a while. As they're going to make an audible here, 2nd and 6, now with 3 spread to the right, and Palmer playing tight end. Interesting choice. With a pass back to the outside, they will find Spiller. who does get another about 4 yards. And on 3rd and 2, we'll come out with a power set, though they are going to make an audible. Looks like mostly just flipping the formation, still keeping with the power look. And they will pass out of it. In tight coverage, though, they do get their tight end to the outside. McBride with a diving curse meets both the safeties as Forrest Lamp takes a knee. Looks like it might be some form of wrist, maybe forearm injury as he heads to the locker room. Another audible here from Herbert as they do send Palmer off to that left-hand side under center. Goes Herbert, they will pass out of it. Right across the middle again as they find their second tight end, who does pick up the first before getting his legs chopped out. But feeling that pressure, Chargers are finally moving the ball as they get it down inside the 30. Going back to Spiller with a couple different lanes, he will pick up 4. Chargers definitely doing whatever they want on this drive. So let's try to get a quick pass rush. Bonito off the edge with another sack, goes untouched around the corner. 3rd and 12. Just trying to play the advantages there. Sending one more guy than they had blockers. As we'll need to get the stop once again here. Nice swim move from Bonito with back-to-back sacks. 4th and 16. Should be a field goal attempt here from the Chargers. Though Herbert clearly not very happy with his offensive line there. Back-to-back sacks. They needed a touchdown this drive. Instead, field goal attempt is up and is gonna hit true. Looked like it was gonna start pulling off to the right-hand side, but it stays accurate. Patterson gets his second. But that will still keep a 2-score advantage for us as we want to get Akers going here late on. Get the clock moving as best as we can, though it looks like the Chargers expecting it. So let's try to go with something they may not be expecting. On 1st and 10, Parkinson in motion to that right-hand side. As we're actually going to set up, try to go with the read option, but Mac actually read it pretty well, so just down the middle, gain of 1. We were playing the smart tactic there, but no, Chargers read it the whole way. So 3rd and 9, as time is ticking off the clock here in the 3rd. We'll go out, Claypool once again at the sideline, does get the grab at about midfield. We'll maybe have time for one more, though they might actually just run the clock. And that's exactly what they do. So we'll head into the 4th quarter up 14 points. We've done phenomenal passing the ball, already above 250. Just need that running game to get going. Akers started the game off really well, but since about halftime, running game has really, looked just like that. So let's spell in the backup here. Kyron Williams checking in as we go with a weak eye. Maybe some fresh legs will help out as we just try to bulldoze right down the middle. Do actually pick up a few more yards, 3 on that play. But we still need 5 here on 3rd down, though you could consider this being a 4th down territory spot, as it's just conglomerate of a mess. As we try to go downfield, it's Davis not going to make the play. Was 1-on-1, turned into 2-on-1. Samuel gets the better play. But we will head out here 4th and 5 with a heavy set. Hard count, no one jumps. Hard count again, no one jumps. 3rd time's the charm. No, Akers moves, we will punt. But it will end up being an unlucky bounce as it goes all the way up to the 18, even though the ball landed around the 10. So not great there from the 2nd-year punter. This is going to be a tight formation here for the Chargers. Quick across the middle, going back to McBride, who does pick up 8. He's really been their main guy this 2nd half. And with us playing zone, we haven't really stuck one man on him. So he's been beating a variety of different guys. It's hard count, no one jumps. Going with a stretch to the outside. Spiller does find the outside. Curse with a good usher out of bounds at the 43. Now with that 1st down, they'll come out spread. 2 off to both sides. Will be Spiller in the backfield. Trying to set up some underneath play once again. Go to the outside. Curse. That time not able to tip the ball away as they do find Palmer for a gain of 8. So maybe it is time here to start running a little bit more man coverage. Man blitzes even. As it's 2nd and 2 with a weak eye. Will be Herbert dropping back, sitting underneath. An inaccurate throw. Palmer, though, should have tried to get the catch. Though with Debo clearly happy with the result of the play, as it will be 3rd and 2. Another audible or check coming in here from Herbert. With 3 off to that right-hand side, we send Bonito, though they read it quickly that time. Going with McBride right past the blitz. So maybe we need to pause that play for a little bit, as the Chargers have just been checking the ball a lot here. Guess trying to play advantages, see what we line up in, and then make an audible after it. It's not a bad choice by any means. Pass underneath, goes straight through the hands into Byron Jones. Will be a pick and a possible game sealer. With 4:20 left on the clock, Chargers needed a touchdown as they remain down 2. But for Byron Jones, it's just right place, right time. As the offense takes over at the 33, looking to work some clock. Akers with a little bit more some patient running there, does pick up 7. Definitely his best run in quite a while. As it's 2nd and 3, letting this clock drain. Trying to get to the outside, hit that first gap. Akers with a lane to the outside, trying to speed away, make it a 3-score game as James cannot catch up. Cam Akers bursts down that sideline and puts us up 3 touchdowns late on. And we won't even shave a minute off the clock as the Chargers retake the field. Needing a miracle here late on in the Battle of SoFi. As once again continuing their checks, sending guys off to the right-hand side, Palmer to the left, throw across the middle, they will find Johnston. I feel like that's his first catch since early on here in the second quarter. Gonna make a couple audibles here ourselves. Try to send some guys across the middle though, they go underneath Palmer. Going to break the first tackle, but not that of Adebo. But definitely sticking with a quick offense here, trying to keep the tempo up. They need a lot of points, a lot of yards, as Palmer once again breaks a tackle, that time switching it. Adebo's broken while Byron Jones gets the tackle. As it's 1st and 10 at midfield. An empty set here for Herbert. Try to get a quick rush though. Line picks it up well. They do find their guy across the middle in Spiller. But just keeping that momentum going. Another quick pass rush that goes nowhere as, once again, their tight end killing us in this one. We've tried some man coverage and it's not quite working out so far. Bonito not getting anywhere, but Okoronkwo does get in the face of Herbert, but it's Ernest Jones who knocks it free. Though clearly an incomplete pass rather than a fumble, as no football move made. 2nd and 10, another check from Herbert. Having a couple guys actually go deep at tight end, over the top of Durant, down to the 1 for McBride. Where was this offense all game? Waiting to just outside the 2-minute warning to get going? Not really the smartest call. Down the middle, Spiller breaks off of 1. Could have found his way in. Ernest Jones was lined up for the big hit, but came up empty. Instead, Murray will clean it up. 2nd and goal after they lose 1. Will be a pass across to the back, and Palmer with the touchdown. Got both feet in tight coverage, gets the better of the rookie. But after an onside attempt that saw actually Ernest Jones return it for about 10 yards. We're inside the 2-minute warning, just need to milk some clock. Cam Akers with a nice little juke there. We'll get a gain of 2. Timeouts definitely being called here from the Chargers with 2 remaining. A first down essentially seals this game as Akers breaking off to the outside, though he's gonna slow up. Let Kendricks and the Chargers get the tackle. Smart move from the veteran running back, the guy who was this offense last season. As we'll continue on with him, a little juke back to the middle, another juke, just trying to kill time, and that does kill the last timeout for the Chargers. Looks like we're actually lining up to run the ball though. Akers down the middle to the 2. But with no way to run out this clock completely on 3rd and goal. Looks like we're going to try to run up the score. We'll pass out of it and eat the sack instead. We had the fullback open though, no time to get it to him. So it looks like we will send out the field goal unit with a few seconds left here. If the Chargers want to try something, but instead it's going to be a touchdown pass for the kicker to Robert Tonyan. It's the Battle of SoFi, and we are rubbing it in the face of the Chargers. This team only has won 1 game in a season and 2. We're really wanting to highlight things here. As the kicker with an easy lob. Honestly, the kicker probably could have ran it in, but instead we give it to Tonyan. So it definitely wasn't the nicest way for us to end that game, but with how poor things were last year, this team was just hungry for a dominant win, and we got it. 34-13, against the Chargers in the Battle of SoFi, we are victorious. But that is exactly the kind of game that this team needed to show that really put them, if you could say, on the map. We're not the same team we were in season 1. Obviously, we made a whole lot of changes. Free agency and the draft were both really good for us. We have pretty much an entirely new starting team, minus a few players who carried over from last year, but that was the game that those guys from last year really deserved. With a dominant win over the Chargers at home, even though we were technically the away team. Though we'll have to test that against the Seahawks next episode. They beat us both times last year. The first game was a little bit closer than the second, so if we could get some revenge, that would be fantastic. So make sure you don't miss out on that. Hit that bell icon on the bottom right or scroll down, hit the subscription button. They do the same thing, but definitely make sure you tap that bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. This series is posted every single Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, with the state-only challenge, currently the Virginias, typically every single Wednesday and Saturday. Now, if you guys missed the last episode of that series, they finally made the playoffs. In Season 4, Geno Smith came back and helped lead us barely, making that 7th seed in the last and final game, with a little bit of help along the way. So definitely make sure you check out that one, because the playoffs will start on Wednesday. If they win, and you guys get the video 50 likes, the next round is the next day, and so on and so forth until they either lose in the playoffs or we finish the season. So definitely make sure you're checking that one out. Again, Wednesday will be the start of that. So again, make sure you hit that bell icon and you won't miss it. Until next time, where we play the Seahawks in what will be our first divisional game of the season. It'll be a big one. Seahawks are below us. If we lose, they win. We go bottom of the NFC West, and I would prefer not to be the bottom of the NFC West this season. So until then, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.